Hey guys, this is Aryan Kumar, your head representative for this year for your course Biomedical Science. This video is about how to reference correctly using the Harvard University of Westminster reference for your reference list or bibliography at the end and your in-text citation. This is how you do it correctly. Before we get into it, you can use this for your lab report, your future essays, but since we have a biochemistry report and people have been messaging me to how to reference currently, I decided to make this video. So I finished my biochemistry essay quite a few days ago, and I chose the obesity question in case anyone is curious. So this one is usually the sources which all of you guys should be using is PubMed or ScienceDirect, but I never use ScienceDirect. I use PubMed for all my sources for this biochemistry essay and my previous essays. So if you're aiming to go for that first class distinction, then you should be using primary sources from PubMed or ScienceDirect if that's what you prefer. So this is kind of focused on PubMed basically, but yeah, you might be able to apply it if you're using other sources. So basically, before I get into it, I'm gonna use a website called Citethisforme. And before you guys come at me saying I use Citethisforme and they said my referencing is wrong, it's because you might have done some of the things that I'm gonna mention. But as you can see, and there's also if you guys in tutorial, they made a presentation using Google Scholar to cite. So if your source is available on Google Scholar, you can obviously you can search it up on Google Scholar, and then you can click on these quotation marks and you can copy the Harvard. But as you can see, it's exactly the same, except you're not supposed to have a PP and no bracket. But also one of the things they forgot to mention in the PowerPoint is that you're also supposed to have a full stop after the authors, so along with no PP and brackets around the year. And for Citethisforme, this is how so basically, let's get into it. So basically, for referencing, I have Citethisforme, Google Scholar, and then the correct referencing. And also please note that before I made this video, I posted on the discussion board for biochemistry on which style is right, and she gave me the correct format. So you guys can go to the module discussion board and have a look at my question. I basically posted a quotation from Google Scholar and then from Citethisforme, and she gave me the correct format. So I'm pretty sure that I know what I'm talking about. So basically, before we get into it, I want to show this is how the the reference that looks at the end from Citethisforme. This is how it looks for Google Scholar, and this is the correct version. So basically, yeah, okay. So if you just disregard all this text, you don't need this in your reference. This is just mainly for the purpose for this video. So yeah, so let's get into it. So firstly, as I said previously, I use PubMed for all my sources, and they're all primary sources because I'm aiming to look for that distinction and worst case scenario first class. So what you need to do is first go to your source, and sometimes your source is not going to be available on Google Scholar, so this is how you might want to do it. So this is my source that I used because I used the obesity question. So it says obesity, current and potential pharmacotherapeutics and targets. So what you need to do after you find your source is go on to this website called citethisforme.com. I'll have a link to this website in the description. And here's what most people do wrong. So as soon as they get into this website, they know, oh, it's supposed to be Harvard referencing, so they're going to click on the Harvard. But if you click on the Harvard, you're going to lose marks because according to my biochemistry tutorial lecturers, they said they're so picky on referencing that even if you don't have a full stop after the author at the end, they're going to penalize you. So as I was saying, most people click on Harvard. That's not what you click on. what you need to do is click on more, and they're going to get a list of basically every single referencing that exists in the world. So there's a Harvard right here, so don't click on that either. So you're going to get a search box, and what you want to do is either you can scroll through to the H section until you find it, or you can just search up Harvard West. Yeah. Okay, let me do it. You can search up Westminster. Yeah, just start by searching WEST West, and you'll find here Harvard University of Westminster. So after you've done that, it's gonna do that. So right here, this is my source that I want to reference, and this is not a website, this is a journal. So click on journal, and right here it's going to ask you to search for the article title or enter a DOI. A DOI is something you're going to find here. It should be somewhere in your source. If you can't find it, then press Control F, or if you're using a Mac, Command F, and type in DOI, and it's going to highlight right here. So as you can see, that's the DOI right here. What you want to do is copy the DOI link, copy it, and then paste it, and then click on search. So after you've done that, it's going to do everything for you. It has the database that, because you posted the DOI, it's going to automatically put the page number used, the journal, article title, year published, the first name, last name for all the authors that wrote the source. And after you've done that, what you want to do is click on add reference, and it's going to highlight in yellow. So what you want to do, so if you want to do in-text citation, click on copy in-text citation, and it's going to come up with the ad. You can press the red button and cross it out. So I'm going to go into my Word document, and here's actually a trick. So when people post stuff from the internet that has different formatting or different font or font size, they manually highlight it and change it to Arial 12, which is what this essay is supposed to be. It's supposed to be Arial font 12. So this is my sentence right here, and at the end, after neuropsychiatric disorder, I'm gonna paste in my in-text citation. So I'm gonna paste it Command V, and it's obviously gonna have a different font and Arial, and rather than changing it manually, you can see like there's a button right here, a brown with text. What you want to do is you want to click on it and click on keep text only. What's that going to do is going to automatically change to your font size and the font you're using, so you don't have to manually do it. So that's the in-text citation done. You don't need to do anything. Now on with the referencing list at the end. Yeah, so you want to go back to your Citethisforme, and this time you want to click on copy bibliography citation, and it's going to come up with another ad. You can cross it out. So this is the referencing at the end. I'm gonna paste it at the bottom. Just disregard this, the top bit which says, yeah. So right there, that's basically it. And what you want to do again is click on this button here, and then click on keep text only. So now you don't have to manually change it. So this is not it. What you need to do is everything in this Citethisforme is correct. You don't need to change anything. The only thing, according to Sarah, which you can also see in the discussion board, is that she said you don't need to have the URL and the date accessed. So everything after available from till the date access, you need to cut out, and that's it. You're done. As you can see, that this Citethisforme is exactly the same as the one that Sarah posted, and yeah, that's it. And I'm gonna go through Google Scholar as well in case some of you want to do that. So basically, Google Scholar. So basically this is Google Scholar, and obviously this source was available in Google Scholar, so I'll go through it. So basically I just copied the text at the top, and then I copied the one of the author's names, so it's a Vidya. So I'm gonna put Vidya, And there it is. That's my source right here, available in Google Scholar. As you can see, there's something called 2 quotation marks at the bottom right next to the star. So what you want to do is you want to click on that, and then you can see there's a Harvard. You can right click, copy, go to your reference list and click on paste and keep text only. For this one, you need to actually manually put a full stop after the author, and then you need to put brackets around the year, and you also need to remove the pp. And this is, as you can see, this is the one from Google Scholar, this is the one from Cite This For Me, and this is the correct one posted on the discussion board by Sarah, who's the module leader for biochemistry. So as you can see, all three match together, and personally I would use Cite This For Me, because basically all you need to do is remove the available from and the date accessed. But if you guys want to use Google Scholar, you guys can go ahead. Also, I think you need to do the in-text citation yourself. So the one that I did here, you need to do that manually if you're using Google Scholar, which is why I suggest you to use Cite This For Me, because if you use Cite This For Me, it's gonna save all your referencing here, and you can have a bibliography, which is also same. They have a bibliography citation and also a copy in text citation. So you don't have to put in the in-text citation manually. So that's why I suggest Cite This For Me. But if you guys want to go ahead and use Google Scholar, it's your choice. But also please note that not all your sources may be available on Google Scholar, so just keep that in mind as well. So, and before I end this video, one of the things that I like to do, I don't know if it's like unnecessary, but I'm still gonna highlight it in this video. So let's say these are all your sources. I'm just gonna change ST. So let's say these are all your references, right? I'm gonna just delete all this. So let's say these are all your references. So basically the difference between is the first letter of each is different. So this one is S, this one is, I'll just change this to A. So this one is N, this is AST. You might want to put it, when you're referencing and you're done with all your referencing, you might want to put it in like from A to Z. So authors that names start with an A is at the top, and then it goes and flows till the authors that whose last name is Z. So I think that's called ascending or descending order, A to Z. So what you want to do for that is you want to highlight all your references, and at the top right here, at the top toolbar, in the right next to the font section, you'll see something called A to Z. It's the sort button. You want to click on that, and you want to click on ascending. And then you want to click OK. So what it's going to do is it's going to automatically resort your references from all the authors whose name begin with an A at the top, and from all the authors that name with Z at the bottom. So this is A, so it's first, then after N comes before T, so it's at the second, and T is the T comes after ANN, which is why it's at the bottom. So you might want to do that. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you find it useful. If you have any further questions, you can message me on the WhatsApp group. Also, please note this, I'm using Mac. So if you guys are using PC and things might be different, then you might want to talk to other people who are also using PC, but I'm using a Mac, so as you can see. So that's it for this video, guys. This is how you reference using the Westminster Harvard, and I hope you guys find it useful. Thank you.